So as a disclaimer, just to let you know, through the first part of this video, I have a barking dog that I couldn't get to stop barking. He was trying to get outside with my son. So I apologize for the barking dog throughout the first part of this video. So today's topic is this question here, searched by many on Google search: how to invest in stocks for beginners. This is me, a beginner. I also wanted to know how to start, and I started just a few months ago, and I'll show you how I did it. And for a beginner, I'm learning the ropes, but I've already made some money, and you can too. So we'll get started by showing you here another screen. It's actually the app I use as a beginner to work in the stock market, so to speak. Now, you see the W, it stands for Wealth Simple Trade. Don't forget the word trade on the end, because there's also Wealth Simple, but you want Wealth Simple Trade. You may hear my dog barking in the background. He wants to go out to see his other owner, my son. He's outdoors and he wants to go out. So that said, Wealth Simple Trade app is what you want to download, and I have mine set up with the Touch ID, which is really great because it's a good security on your iPad, iPhone, whatever. I touch my thumb and there you go, I'm in. Now, this is one of the screens. Not only is it a great app to start as a beginner into the stock market, but you can invite friends and earn free cash. For each friend who signs up, you'll get $25 and they'll get $10 when they deposit and trade at least $100. So there you go. Click your link there to get started. I have my link posted below so we can get started that way if you like. Now, that's not what this is about as such, but it's a good incentive. So you'll see some of my screens within the Wealth Simple Trade app. Of course, you have to go through the login and, sign up process to get to this point. But I'll start showing you some of what it has done for me. For example, you see this amount here, $369.65. That's what is in my account at the moment. And I basically started with $200. So I have made $169.65. Plus, I still have $12. Let's see, available to trade here, $12.65. So I still have $12.65 as well. So I guess really in my account, I have the $12 on top of this as well. So that's my account total, and I've only invested to start $200. So I've done okay with this, and I am a beginner. So this is something you may like to try again as well. I'll put the link below, hopefully, if I don't forget, and we'll both benefit as you click on the link and get signed up, and then when you sign up you can do the same. But again, the purpose is to really try to get into understanding and making some money on this app in the stock market. It's very simple. You do have to connect your bank account, so you have to connect your bank account information. I did it with my local bank, no problem. So I guess you have to have some sort of a trust factor going on right there with the app and your bank. And it seems to be working out fine for me. So I'll just go over some of this now. For example, once you go through the ropes of connecting your bank, and then basically you put some money from your bank account into this, whatever you think you can start with, then you simply start buying according to as you want to choose. Now, I was brand new at this, didn't know what companies to choose from, so I had a little method that I was going with, and I'll share with you how I used this method. And obviously it worked because I've made a few dollars, a little over, what is that, a little over $170 now that I've made over a few months. So that's pretty good for me as a beginner, I think. And if I added more money, of course, and bought more shares, I could make more, no doubt. So what I would do, I would go down through the different listings of the different shares, Now, where I am in Canada, I would try to only choose the TSX, which is the Toronto Stock Exchange. If you're in the US, of course, perhaps you may prefer to go with the NYSE or the NASDAQ, things of that nature, which are actually located in your country. It would probably be to your benefit to do that in the long run. You can research into that aspect of it if you like, but that's just some advice I've learned at the top. So I would look at basically the chart of each stock. For example, in this screen right here, you see AC, which is a stock for Air Canada. And you can see the small graph right here. It gives you an idea that it's basically going up. Okay? And then if you look at the next stock down, Amazon, you see the graph. At this current moment that I'm doing this video, you see the stock somewhat going down. Now, the way I would judge things, I would look at a stock that perhaps I feel confident about, something I know something about, some company, and I would look at the graph that's perhaps going down, but has a past of being quite higher, if you understand what I mean with the graph. And you feel confident about that company, and that's basically how I did it when I looked at this company right here, CAE. I looked at many different charts. I just clicked on the CAE graph and name, and now I'm into where it shows just this stock. And you see the 1W, 1M, 3M, and so on. That's the history, 1 week or 3 months or 5 years to see how it's done. So I would go into a stock looking like this, click on the 5-year, and you see over the last 5 years, it was low at the beginning, as you can see back in April of 2016. And then it was as high as $40 per share in February 12, 2020. So, and then everything kind of dropped off when the COVID came in. So that's when I took advantage of it. You see, it dropped down. I looked at the history. It looked like the history was showing that it was doing quite well over the years, increasing, increasing, increasing. So to me, in my mind, that's a good stock to choose, something like that. And when it dropped, I thought, hey, that's a good time to buy. So I bought it as it dropped to a lower price. And now it's going back up, and it's currently at about $34-ish, $35-ish per share. And that's how I basically made a lot of it. Now, that's the basics as a beginner of what I did. Now, you may pick a stock that's not doing so well, and you perhaps learn from it. So be careful, I guess. But this is a good way, I think, in my opinion, to judge a stock. Look at it for its 5-year history, see how it's done in the past. Try to find a low part to get into where it drops off at a low part, you know, getting it at a cheaper price. And then hopefully it will resume at some point in time going up just like this one here is showing. Again, I apologize for the dog. But these are the basics of starting a stock market as a beginner, you know. So try Wealth Simple Trade. Go through the different stocks, and you can actually hit the search button at the top right-hand corner and search for a particular stock if you like, just by typing it in right here, whatever it is. I'm hitting cancel now and going back, scrolling up to show you again what I have left in my account to actually utilize to buy more stock would be a remainder of about $12. So I'll show you that there. So again, if I wanted to add available funds to this, next to the 1265, there's a plus sign, and it will go right to that information page I just showed you. And that's an easy way to do it, of course. Once you have some money in there already, I can add to it and so on. So if I want to try to use this $12.65 to buy a cheap stock, I could probably go through that process now to show you how I might examine. Now that's not much to use, of course, so we'd have to pick on something here in the database that's relatively cheap and has a little hope to it. So as an example, as I scroll through here, on the bottom of this particular list on my screen, I see Zen, Z-E-N or Z-E-N. And I see by that graph it had a high on the left and it has dipped down now on the right. So I'll click on Zen. So I want to see more details. I want to click on the 5Y for 5-year history. And I can see by touching the screen way back, 2017, it was like $1. Back here in, when was this? September 9th of 2020, it was only 43 cents. But for some reason, it has spiked now up to $3.59. So perhaps if I see this now performing well, and it's still only $3.59, and I want to research a little more about it, first thing I do is go down to the bottom. It says some company info there. It was founded in 2008, relatively new, I guess you could say. It's in Canada, a company in Canada. If I want to take a little chance on it, I say, you know what? It seems to be growing right now. Maybe I'll take a little gamble on this one. And then all I have to do, if I have enough money in my account here, is to simply click the buy button at the bottom of my screen. Perhaps I'll do that now. I'll click on buy. It says how many shares? Well, I have $12, so I could probably get a couple, but for now I'm testing. I'm going to click on one and then say continue. And as I click continue, I have this screen here. It says confirm order. So I'm going to do that. It says sending order, and it's just that simple. I now have stock in that company, talking about graphene or whatever that that company is with graphene. And I have researched graphene in the past, and it has been one of my interests. Very interesting thing to search up if you'd like to check on graphene and the future of it. I've always thought that it had a great future, and that's my little opportunity as a beginner to have one stock now. And of course, I can buy as many as I like. So I click on done because now I have stock in that Zen stock. I'll scroll right to the top again, and where you see my current amount now, if I scroll down a little, you see my available funds to trade now are $8.88 because it deducted from my list. Now, my Zen stock won't show up in my list here with the CAE stock. It won't show up Zen until perhaps so many hours or perhaps even a day. I just forget exactly now how long it takes to actually show up after you purchase it. It does take a little time, but then from then on you can kind of keep an eye on your stock. And then as well, if you just see that it's not doing like you like, you simply click on the stock. I'm clicking on this stock. I have the CAE stock that I have, and I can say sell. And then I thought I wanted this from this trade account back in my bank account. I can extract it like I was showing earlier. You go to the top left icon there, the little person icon, click it. And when you do, you have these screens. And again, go to funding. When you go into funding, you can move funds. You see, as you click on move funds, I can move that amount now by clicking it, and it will give me the option of clicking it to return these funds into my bank account. So it's very simply laid out. It is called Wealth Simple Trade. It's an app great for beginners like me, perhaps like you, and we can even learn from each other, perhaps posting stocks that we have bought, our rationale for buying them, and so on. Hopefully this helps you, and hopefully you'll click my link and take advantage of this as well as we invite friends. I'm inviting you by clicking my link, and then you can have the option to invite friends as well, because not only do you actually get the opportunity as a beginner to invest in stocks and start your stock journey, but you also have this opportunity to make money by others signing up. So that's kind of a non-focused thing, but a bonus at the same time, which is kind of nice. So click on my link and then get your link out there for others to click on as well. But most importantly, start investing as a beginner today. So simple with Wealth Simple Trade, and a lot of fun too. But just don't go over your means. Start off with a small amount. As you get used to it, perhaps add more as you go. Hopefully this video has helped you as well. Thanks for tuning in.